Hey, what is up everybody, Bladecifer here, and today I have for you guys another video of Black Clover Mobile. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the best skill pages to upgrade with your upgrade card. Now, if you guys are not at least knowing what I'm talking about here, it's pretty much the upgrade card that you're able to get out of the, I think it's the Platinum raid here. Still trying to work on saying that name here, but out of the Platinum raid here, you're able to actually get yourself a free SSR dupe up card here, in which we're going to be talking about the best cards to either dupe right now, or for you guys who really want to know about the future cards here, what to dupe later and save this here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video here. And where should I even start with this? Well, first things first is pretty much when it comes down to the dupe card here, as a lot of you guys know, I keep telling you to save your coins here to pretty much make sure you're able to get this card. Now, this card is fairly important. It is worth 500 coins, which if you're able to do part 4, I think all the time here, part 4 or 5 all the time here, you're actually able to get this card pretty easily. And if you can do anything higher, you can definitely get the card as well. But what we're mainly talking about here today is the perfect skill pages to get up. So if we go ahead and take a good look at Pride One here, we're going to be going over these cards here and which ones you guys can either get up right now, or other ones you could possibly be able to get up later. So first things first here, you guys, let's be honest with yourself. There's not too many cards that you guys are going to be really wanting to dupe here, especially on global currently. I mean, there are a few that I could say are really nice to get up. And so we're immediately going to start with the pretty much no-brainer one, and that is the man Julius. Let's see if we can find him down here and see if my eyes will work here. And that is the Pride of the Wizard King here. Now, the reason why this card is actually pretty dang decent to get up just is because of the all attack here. Now, this is the highest percentage all attack card that you can possibly get up here. It goes from 10% all the way to 25% here, which makes a major difference. Not only that is, if you're of course going to use this on Julius, it does give you some nice stats here. Now, this card overall could work on many people. It's really good for pretty much any DPSer that you really do want here. Although there are other cards, of course, that also have all attack, this one definitely proves itself to be one of the best. And that's mainly just because of the highest percentage it gives here. This card, I would definitely say, if you wanted to dupe up at this point in time here, it would be pretty much one of your best here that you could possibly get up. But it's not only going to be the only one that you can pretty much go for here. There are a couple other cards that are really nice, such as the Season 1 Asta card here. And this one's really good for DPS as well. If you have yourself built with a lot of crit rate and you're looking for that extra amount of crit damage here, you could very well put in the dupe, of course, to Asta here. Although I would not suggest doing so, it is actually not a bad choice to actually go ahead and go for this, mainly because this card is actually pretty dang decent. There also is this card here from Fauna, which is called the Blazing Hate card, which is another M attack, or at least all attack card here, that instead of the 25%, like of course we have with as we have with Julius, we actually have the 20% for getting this guy maxed out, which is actually pretty nice to actually have for your characters here, dealing a lot more all attack all the way around, making a really good DPSer. Now, I'm gonna be honest, there's only really one other card that I can say is really nice to get up at this point in time here, and that is going to be Lick's card here. Now, Lick's card is pretty interesting here because not only does it help out your increased damage in general here, but it's also pretty dang good for giving you that extra crit rate that you do very well need here. And so this is a good character to use on anyone who actually has a decent bit of just wanting some attack here. Now, this card is not only meant for magic attackers, it's not only meant for attackers here. It is increased damage here, you guys, increased damage. So what increased damage is literally overall. It does not matter what it is, you're still getting some nice damage off of this while also getting yourself crit rate. Don't get the signs mixed up. It's not only meant for attackers. This, I definitely have to say, is one of the better cards inside of global right now here, but that's only global. Now, if we're taking a look at scale, which is a lot of you free-to-players who are really looking forward to what's coming in the future here, we're going to start at least the list here. So if you made it this far in the video, be sure to put down below in the comment section, #MadeIt, to tell me at least you got down to here. All right, so talking about the cards to soon be coming out here, pretty much, or at least cards that are going to be very interesting to go ahead and invest in immediately, I'm immediately just going down to the Man Black Asta. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I've been playing JP with well, since day one. Then I ended up getting off, and then I came back for Black Asta himself just to pretty much max him out. And I have to say, this card is absolutely necessary. It is such a good card here. It absolutely does anything and everything that you need to do here. It makes Asta absolutely correct himself as well. Now, the other good part about this card is specifically exclusive to him. So yes, you can use it on other defenders. It could be nice, but you're also going to be missing that first part of the passive. Now, if we go ahead and look at passive, it says if anti-magic is present on self, it grants 10% all the way up to 25% increased damage dealt to self per 1,500 defense. That is a major high tier buff, of course, here, in which that's 10% going up to 25% for a defender. Now, if you already know with a Black Asta coming here, how busted this man really is and how he does his actual damage here, this is an insane amount of DPS you can get out of his kit, especially if you have this card absolutely maxed. Now, it's kind of decent for other people who are defenders as well, but we don't really have other defenders that technically are like crazy DPS kings. I mean, you could try and slap it on the Veto and be like, it might do something, but I'll be honest with you, you're still missing out on that major part of the anti-magic, so it's really not that worth it in the end here. Definitely suggest this is probably the #1 card that if you guys are trying to save up your free-to-play upgrades here, this is definitely worth it. Mine's maxed out, and I can tell you the absolute freaking amount of damage with it is crazy. But all right, going into the next card that I would say that is really worth it to actually go ahead and actually talk about, that one is actually going to be the Season 5 Noel. Now, Little Halloween Devil is actually pretty dang nice here. You'll see it quite a lot coming up very soon. I'm not sure if a couple of you guys ended up watching the live stream of the tournament here, pretty much of real-time PvP. This character and just the card was absolutely used a ton. And this is kind of one of the few things I gotta say when it does come down to this character is kind of scary. Because with this card here, upon taking damage, there is a 20%, which can automatically, if you have this card fully maxed out, can go to 100% chance of inflicting a negative SP here on your enemy to all enemies here. Now, this pretty much makes it so you can't get, the other enemy cannot get their ultimates here, and it utterly makes it in a difficult time for ult rushing and things like that. So this actually is a really good skill page to say the least here. Now, I want to say around 90%, 80% people who was in that real-time PvP tournament was definitely using this character and or the card as well. So this is definitely a really good card to at least save up for. Technically, we should be seeing this after Season 3 because we're getting the Academy units, which were Season 4 on JP. And it's going to be Season 3 for us, so most likely this will be our Season 4, meaning this could be pretty nice to go ahead and save up some dupes for. I would definitely suggest this is pretty good to go ahead and go in for. So of course, if you do have that said thing, of course, and you really want to dupe up this card later on, you can very well do so and get the maximum potential out this card. But all right, we're going on and talking about the third best card I would say that's really nice to go ahead and get up. And that is going to be the Charlotte card that's coming up here. And that is this one here. Now, this one we should be getting the next update here, of course, which should be, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. I think it is Tuesday. But it's called the Flower of the Faculty Room here, in which this one is when she is attacked or anyone is attacked with this card, there's a 20% chance to 100% chance to recover a skill point. So pretty much anyone who's getting attacked with this card is getting you a guaranteed skill point back here, and that is absolutely amazing. So having this on Charlotte, which I think a couple of us or a lot of us are already going to be summoning on anyways, with this on her as well is going to be very much so annoying to deal with. Now, alongside of this, of course, although it can be used on everyone, if it is on Charlotte herself, she actually gives herself total defense a lot as well with this. So it really does increase this card's value. I have to say that 100% chance, of course, if you do get this card absolutely maxed out, let's say you are going for that and you just need one extra dupe and you got the dupe page, of course, like the rest of us do, well then there you go. It could be very well worth it, seeing that you're getting yourself a mandatory 1 skill point gained back. But do remember, in the future, with characters like the Halloween Noel that's going to be out with that card, of course, they can negate each other and they can just neutralize. So that can be something that you got to kind of take into account, and it will be a little bit of a problem, but nonetheless, this is a really good card to use. All right, so getting down to our last few skill pages I have to say here. This one is also pretty darn good as well, and that is going to be Intense Training. Now, Intense Training is going to be one of the few cards that I want to say I may be actually willing for, to be honest, and that's only because I am trying to prepare for the burn meta. Now, burn meta is actually very scary, especially on JP. There's a ton of different characters that you can possibly use here. And I have to say, this is probably one of the best cards, to be honest, out there when it does come down to the burn meta itself. Now, with this here, it does have a 10% chance all the way to a 100% chance when gaining, or at least when attacking, to at least get yourself 5% through 25% increased damage. Now, this is kind of nice if you guys know the actual, I think it's season 7, if I'm right, season 7 or season 6. Pretty sure it's season 7 though. No, it's season 6. Yeah, I'm over here thinking myself here. You had that weird gap, but season 6 Magna here, this man burns quite a lot. So if we look at this dude here, if you put that on him, or if you even want to use Fuego, which actually is a really good character here, they rely on a lot of burns here. So if you do have that card, you're going to be dealing some crazy damage here, which can do a lot of things to the enemy, which will very well help you out with the burn team itself. That's definitely one of the few cards to go around that I would say is really nice to get there. It's not mandatory that you do have to dupe it up, but it is a really good card to dupe it up here. But speaking of burn here, we're immediately going to talk about our last card that I'm thinking here, and this is going to be Soul Knock. Now, Soul Knock is one of the few cards that I have to say, if you're not going to go for it on Magna's card, you could very well use Fuegos, but this card on Magna is absolutely crazy, because upon pretty much an enemy taking burn damage, you're able to grant yourself from a minimum. Now listen, a minimum of 40% chance to, if you have this card max, a maximum percent chance of 100% to grant yourself 16 through 40% increased speed buff for one turn. Now this is really nice. Now, seeing how things are slowly kind of getting a little bit mixed inside of JP, where you can use speed units, but there's also those ways of brick walling speed units at times. This card kind of makes itself a little bit useful for the characters who utilize burn, but who don't have that extra speed that they're very much so missing. So being able to get that extra increased speed buff here from 16 all the way to 40% is actually a major thing here, even if it's just for a turn, and it can make some very huge problems for anyone who's going against a burn team. Now, we have characters all around that are going to be utilizing burn quite often. If I'm right, I can't remember. I think Hatred Fauna does stack burn as well, or is it just, yes, she does stack burn as well as her hatred hits. So when you have things like that, it is going to be fairly annoying to actually take down these characters and avoid burn on your team when you have such meta breaking units like those, or just good units in general, just floating around in PvP. This card's definitely way more so worth it, especially if you're going for a burn team as well. So I would definitely suggest try to look into duping this one out as one of your card selection choices. Now, before we end off the skills, or at least the skill page video here, there are some other good pages that you guys could very well do if you're just like really want to just upgrade something. Though I would kind of say not to upgrade these with your skill page dupes, but as some runner-ups, of course, if you wanted to, you very well could upgrade Sally's card. I wouldn't suggest it because it is a pickable card here that you can easily get out. I would rather suggest go for pages that aren't really obtainable out of different picker pages, but still, that's pretty decent of a card that you guys could upgrade currently if you wanted to. And then, of course, if we just want to go with something more of a tanky type of things here, the Moonlight Necklace is also very well done here, but it is a very free-to-play SSR card, so I would not suggest doing so. But, alright, hopefully you guys listened to me yap long enough here, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, which beforehand, consider subscribing if you are new. I do daily Black Clover mobile videos here, and I can't wait till the sneaking update comes out, because we're gonna have a blast summoning very soon. I actually currently got, I think, around 250 to 300 tickets currently, so I'm interested. Hopefully we can get some luck and get the Charlotte card and Charlotte actually herself as well. But let me know if you're going to be saving your card skill page as well down below. And yeah, if you ain't in the Discord, what are you doing? Jump in. We all welcome everybody here. But till next time, everybody, peace out.